that's been developed in the US for a long time, and it's been proven to have sort of scientific, academic, and clinical benefits over the usual practice in major hospitals, university hospitals, and public sector hospitals. It's a facility that focuses on providing comprehensive health care that results in functional salvage of threatened limb. Often these centers are accredited or they choose to meet their own rigorous standards and function as a day case unit focusing on wounds and related pathology. Why am I talking about this? Well, first, I have first-hand experience in establishing such centers, and I'm a great believer that if we're going to advance wound care, limb salvage in the region, we should sort of take a different attitude of the way we provide the service to our patients. And I've had my experience in Jordan and elsewhere, and in Jordan it's been quite a challenge and a trip, but it's gradually proving to be the right way to go when it comes to limb salvage. It also is beneficial to the healthcare providers themselves as well as the patients. And I greatly believe that all surgeons or sort of physicians should be at some stage in their career aware of the economic burden of the healthcare provision so that they can provide the best cost economic sort of care to their patients. And one important point, it avoids surgical burnout. Surgical burnout is quite a phenomenon, to be honest, and those who have not been paying attention, especially surgeons in their mid-50s, there comes a stage in everyone's career, especially surgeons in busy specialties like vascular surgery, orthopedic surgery, etc., that they find out that they've done everything. They've done it in huge volumes, in different places, and nothing excites them anymore. And that is a problem because you start, sort of ignoring things, lowering your standard. You're doing different things that are not usually you, and they're not the best thing for your patients as well. And that's one way of avoiding surgical burnout, to get innovative in establishing the practice in a different format. And that sort of where the magic of the light bulb moment comes in. We're thinking, I've done this in the public sector where I've done the massive cases, the aortic aneurysms, the midnight surgeries, the ongoing surgery that never ends. I tended to be, during my career, one of those crazy surgeons that at the age of 32, as a consultant vascular surgeon, busy in a military hospital, I went and did liver transplant fellowship because I had transplant, and I practiced, multi-organ transplant, and I still do. But at some stage, you get to think, maybe I should be doing something different. That's that magic light moment. So how are these centers different from a hospital? Well, the care is focused on the limb pathology, so you're not doing everything. It's a day case model, so nobody stays in, no inpatient service. There's no emergency, so if it's an emergency, it goes to the emergency room in the hospital, not to you, and it's very cost effective. There are none of the risks associated with being in hospitals, including infections, nosocomial infections. And it's a better patient satisfaction. They love it so much better than going to a hospital. And the model can be applied to other disciplines. That's when we started about 9 years ago, and we started with a venous and wound center. That's sort of, the beginning. It proved to be an excellent service provision for these two things, which are wound care and venous service, because a lot of endovenous procedures are clinic-based and you can do them in the center. And to establish a facility that, that practice, you need 4 components: the facility itself, the team, the service, and a business plan. This is our current facility, so we progressed from our start facility, which is still there, still works as a pediatric facility, to our current facility, which is is quite big. About 15 specialists working in it. It provides a multitude of services. Apologies about the name. By law in Jordan, you have to write your name on your practice. But this facility provides everything that we need for a limb salvage service. It's preferably should be independent, so you're not a part of another facility, preferably owned, so you can plan long term. The location is important, central to all patients in a place that services the better community, sort of better part of the community, and enough space for future expansion. The team, I'll run through the rest. You need a core physician group, you need a facility manager, the secretariat, the vascular lab staff, the nursing staff, marketing is very important, and if you have adjunct services, the developers of new innovations and ideas. And to do that, you need to develop an effective team, which is sort of is a whole science in management. How do you build up your team? Because without a good team, to be honest, these things fail. It becomes individualistic. And for the team to work well, they have to have an interest in the success of the facility itself. So everybody is working towards the improvement of the service. That's how teams work. So to get from A to B, you need a roadmap and a safety checklist, and along the way, if a bump or a problem arises, then you have to have a policy and a way to deal with it. And you have to have people who are responsible enough that they can, pay attention to the problem and get you involved sooner than later. I'm very proud of our team, and they do a great service. The services we provide, we have a full vascular lab, a wound care back therapy, debrightness minor amputations, compression therapy, the endovenous procedure, we have an advanced lymphedema clinic, the venous acceleration, we even have a research arm. Recently, we're adding our hyperbaric oxygen therapy chambers. These just this month arrived, and this would be a great addition to the service as well. The business plan, well, a business plan has components. One of them is a business concept, the market analysis, the marketing, the financial plan, so you're not sort of up against the wall when you start working, and you have to leave space for expansion and development. But the best business plan is your gut feeling, to be honest. You think this will work, it's going to work. That's why we expanded into all these areas, and we provide all these services. Our clinics are quite well known now in Jordan and in the region, and we get our patients from all over the place, including our pediatric service, which is sort of grown enough that it's a separate facility altogether, so we do not have the space for it in our own facility. We also developed it to the next stage, which is products and manufacturing. So we manufacture stuff for our center, which includes our special creams, Mimo oil, our special socks for diabetic socks, and that is sort of keeps people on the innovation side, so they keep developing and innovating for the next level. I always like this quote from Sir Robert Richardson: from inability to live well alone, from too much zeal for what's new, from treating patients as cases, from making the cure of the disease more grievous than its endurance, good Lord delivers. Thank you.